again and welcome back to another session of Commerce class with me Suman Rathore. Students, now that we have covered the chapter staffing, so in our today's session let's understand the difference between recruitment and selection and the difference between training and development. And these two differences are very important from exam point of view also. So let's start our today's session. So first is the difference between recruitment and selection. And the very first point here is meaning. So recruitment is basically a process of searching for prospective candidates and stimulate them to apply for jobs in the organization. तो रिक्रूटमेंट में बेसिकली एम्प्लॉयर्स एंड एप्लीकेंट के बीच में एक कॉन्टैक्ट स्टैब्लिश होता है जहाँ पे कि एम्प्लॉयर जो कैंडिडेट्स होते हैं उनको मोटिवेट करते हैं, उनसे एप्लीकेशंस इनवाइट करते हैं for the job in the organization. Whereas selection is the process of picking up the most competent and most suitable candidate for the job. और यहाँ पे बहुत सारे स्टेप्स या फिर कह लीजिए अ सीरीज ऑफ स्टेप फॉलो किए जाते हैं जहाँ पे कि कैंडिडेट्स को स्क्रीन किया जाता है और मोस्ट सूटेबल कैंडिडेट को ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में जो वेकेंट पोस्ट होती है वो प्रोवाइड की जाती हैं. And second is objective. Now the objective of recruitment is to encourage large number of candidates to apply for jobs in the organization. तो यहाँ पे prospective applicants के द्वारा applications का एक pool create किया जाता है and the higher the number of people who apply for a job, the higher will be the possibility of getting a suitable employee. Whereas in selection, the main objective is to reject unsuitable candidates and to select the most suitable candidate for job in the organization. And third is nature. Now recruitment is a positive process because it aims at attracting number of candidates to apply for jobs in the organization. और क्योंकि यहाँ पे किसी भी तरह का rejection नहीं है, so recruitment एक totally positive process है. Whereas selection is a negative process because candidates have to cross several stages like employment test, interviews, background check, etc. So at every stage, many people are eliminated from the process and few move on to the next stage. So ये negative process है क्योंकि यहाँ पे हर stage पे rejection है. And next is process. Now recruitment is a very simple process of establishing contact with the enterprise. So here the firm notifies the vacancies through various sources and then receive applications from different sources. Whereas selection is a complex process of selecting the most suitable candidate. So here the firm asks the candidate to pass through a number of stages like application fill करो पहले, फिर employment test दो, interviews दो, medical exam pass करो, etc. etc. So क्योंकि यहाँ पे बहुत सी formalities fulfill की जाती हैं, so selection is a complex process. The next is cost and time. Now recruitment is less costly and less time consuming. Because here in case of recruitment, simply an invitation is made to the public to apply for vacant post in the organization. Whereas in case of selection, it is more costly and more time consuming because all the other steps like screening of application, then designing and conducting the test, interviews, background check, etc. etc. takes place after that, which requires lot of money, time and effort. Then next is sequence. Now recruitment precedes the selection of employees, or we can say that it takes place prior to selection, whereas selection follows the recruitment, or we can say that it is done after recruitment. And last is contract. Now recruitment involves no contractual relationship between the employer and the candidate. It implies just the communication of vacancies only, whereas selection leads to a contract of service between the employer and the employee. यहाँ पे आप एक कैंडिडेट को select करते हो और फिर उसके साथ आप contract of employment sign किया जाता है. So एक तरह का contractual relationship establish होता है between the employer and the employee. Now after this, our second differentiation is between training and development. And the very first point here is meaning. So training is a process of imparting knowledge and skills for doing a particular job. Whereas development is the process of growth and development of employees in all respects. So यहाँ पे employees की खाली professional skills को polish नहीं किया जाता, बल्कि उसकी पर्सनालिटी, उसकी मेच्योरिटी, उसके आउटलुक सबको टोटली मॉडिफाई किया जाता है इन केस ऑफ डेवलपमेंट. नाउ सेकंड इज पर्पस. नाउ द पर्पस ऑफ ट्रेनिंग इज टू मेंटेन एंड इम्प्रूव करंट जॉब परफॉर्मेंस. So it basically revolves around the job only so that the employee can do the job better. Whereas the purpose of development is to develop skills and knowledge for future performance. So यहाँ पे employees के attitude को shape किया जाता है और उनकी technical, human and conceptual skills को भी बढ़ाया जाता है. The next is scope. Now training is a part of development because growth of professional knowledge and skills is a part of overall development of the employee. So training is narrow in scope, whereas development is wider in scope because it includes education, learning and training of employee. The next is level. Now training is useful in case of first level managers or operative staff, whereas development is useful in case of top level managers or middle level managers. The next is duration. Now trainings are organized for short duration as it seeks to make the workers proficient in their existing job. यहाँ पे क्योंकि employees को उनके current job या फिर उनके existing job में proficient बनाने के लिए skills impart की जाती हैं, so ये एक short term program है. Whereas development takes place over a larger period of time. It seeks to prepare the employee for future. और ये उनको efficient बनाता है फ्यूचर में हायर लेवल जॉब्स को efficiently हैंडल करने के लिए. The next is initiative. Now in case of training, the role of the boss or trainer is very important because he takes the initiative for imparting training to his subordinates. Whereas in case of development, individual takes the initiative for self-growth and development. He has to be internally motivated for self-development and growth. And last is methods. Now training is imparted through on-the-job methods of training like coaching, job rotation, vestibule training, etc. Whereas development is based more on off-the-job methods like lectures, conferences, etc. That's all for today. Thanks for staying in tune and don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. Thank you and goodbye for now.